The other day I was checking my email messages and just for fun I checked my spam inbox, and then I remember why I never checked it in the first place. It was full of, well, spam, because it is a spam inbox after all. What did you expect? And as I continued checking through it, I started going back in time. 2018, 2017, 2016. I started seeing some familiar names. Toys R Us, Blockbuster. It was a trip down memory lane. From fake emails trying to get my credit card info to a lot of emails promoting Viagra. So I thought this could be an interesting topic, and here we are, talking about the top 10 spam emails everyone received at least once. Starting the top, at number 10 we have the email telling you that Bill Gates will pay you $245 by forwarding an email. I'm gonna read a little bit of this mail. Dear friends, please do not take this for a junk letter. Bill Gates sharing his fortune. If you ignore this, you will repent later. Microsoft and AOL are now the largest internet companies, and in an effort to make sure that Internet Explorer remains the most widely used program, Microsoft and AOL are running an email beta test. When you forward this email to friends, Microsoft can and will track it. If you are a Microsoft Windows user, for a 2 weeks time period. For every person that you forward this email to, Microsoft will pay you $245. For every person that you send it to that forwards it on, Microsoft will pay you $243. And for every third person that receives it, you will be paid $241. Within 2 weeks, Microsoft will contact you for your address and then send you a check. My question to Bill Gates is, why are you so cheap? Why am I getting $245 for the first forward, but only $243 and $241 for the next forwards? Okay, kidding aside, this email basically went on like this. A random stranger will state a random source and tell you that Bill Gates or other big corporation was giving away free money just by forwarding the email to your contacts. According to Snopes.com, this email had a lot of different variations. From free cash offered by Microsoft to free trips to Walt Disney World to even free cars by different car manufacturers. All this just by sending an email to your contacts. I wonder, did people really fall for this back then? You will really have to be too naive to fall for something like this, I think. In number 9, we have all the email telling you to forward the mail or else. And what exactly was this supposed to mean? Well, basically these mails came in 2 flavors, but it was the same structure. It was a random mail, sometimes with a scary story, sometimes with a nice story. But at the end of the mail, it will usually say something like this. Now send this email to 10 friends and you will have good luck. If you don't send this mail by 12, you will have bad luck for 7 years. I will read one just for you because, why not? You've been hit by the beer truck. Once you've been hit, you have to hit 12 alcoholics, including who sent it to you. If you get hit again, you will know you really have a problem. If you break the chain, you will be cursed with 5 years of never being able to have a good time. So pass it on, hit whoever you think is an alcoholic or just enjoys a good time. Or how can I forget that time that Mother Teresa sent me a mail? From Mother Teresa, the president of Argentina received this picture and called it junk mail. 8 days later, his son died. A man received this picture and immediately sent out copies. His surprise was winning the lottery. Alberto Martinez received this picture, gave it to his secretary to make copies, but they forgot to distribute. She lost her job, and he lost his family. This picture is miraculous and sacred. You were chosen to receive this novena. Next on we have a spam telling you to buy products. Mainly Viagra spam, or any other adult-oriented product. Or maybe it was just me, but this is the kind of spam I received the most back then. For some reason I just got sent tons of Viagra advertisement. It all landed in my spam inbox. But it was still weird whenever I received this kind of a spam. And I wonder, why did this happen? I mean, it's not like I was old. I was a teenager back in the 2000s when I used email the most. So I was obviously not the correct recipient for this kind of email. Hopefully the online telemarketer that hunted me with all those Viagra emails got fired. because they clearly weren't doing their job correctly. In number 7 we have Little Clarissa. This is a more extreme form of the spam seen in number 9. The spam that told you to forward it, and if you did something good will happen, or if you didn't, a disgrace will happen to you. Well, this is pretty much the same, but the example I present here usually had a scary story. Usually about a person that didn't forward the message and ended up dead or something. So basically this spooky mail told you to send the mail to a number of contacts or else you will die. I will just read the first paragraph and the first sentence in the last paragraph because that's really all you need to understand the structure of this mail. Little Clarissa, warning, carry on reading or you will die, even if you only looked at the word warning. That was the first paragraph, and as you can see it already told us that we are gonna die if we don't continue reading. But let's skip to the last paragraph. I don't believe I'm gonna die if I don't read everything here. This isn't fake. Apparently if you copy and paste this to 10 comments in the next 10 minutes, you will have the best day of your life tomorrow. You will either get kissed or asked out. If you break this chain, you will see a little dead girl in your room tonight. In 53 minutes someone will say I love you or I am sorry. I never ever sent any of these messages and I am fine. So I am guessing they were all fake. In 6th place we have a spam email with viruses. Oh, viruses, don't you just love them? No, me neither. Viruses have been a part of the internet since its very start. The first example of viruses were detected all the way in the 70s. One of the first was the creeper virus. And the first theory of self-replicating computer programs, which is basically what viruses are, dates back to 1949. So what I'm trying to say is viruses have existed for a long time. So it's not surprising that a lot of them spread over the internet, and more specifically a lot of them were propagated via email. The most famous and devastating virus will be the Stormworm virus, which was at the time responsible for 8% of all malware infections globally. And as you might have guessed, this virus spread using email. The email message in question was about a recent weather disaster with a headline that said 230 dead as a storm batters Europe. Of course, after a while most people knew that if they received an email with that headline they shouldn't open it, so other headlines were later used. Talking about this virus brings back memories, especially about a certain year, the year 1999. I was a kid back then, but even I was worried about the supposed end of the world or the Y2K. And that brings us to our number 5, Y2K spam. I put this in a different category because Y2K spam was its very own thing, a mix of all the messages seen in this top. The Y2K spam ranged from chain mails telling you to forward the message to a number of contacts, and if you did your computer wouldn't get affected by Y2K, to intelligent marketers taking advantage of people's naivety. Here is a small extract of an email I found on a website called ifac.wap.org. Finally, a video produced to answer your big questions about Y2K. Fix2k.com. How will it affect my family and me? Do I need to store food or cash? How can I test and fix my personal computer? Will my grocery store, bank, telephone or electricity still operate? The truth is, it will affect your life. And it is possible that many businesses and utilities you rely on every day will not be ready. This professionally produced video gives you... I don't think I need to read anymore, and as you can guess, the video wasn't free. Of course, you had to send some money, 20 bucks. Yeah, 20 bucks. Oh, no, wait, there is a special limited pre-release offer. If you buy it before February 40th, you will have 50% off the price of $19.95. That's a bargain. Only $10, oh, plus 2 shipping. That's a bargain. Like, I will buy 100 of this. So as you can see, these people were basically taking advantage of the Y2K to gain some money by selling a video that was supposed to tell people how to be prepared for it. But I highly doubt the information in the videos was real or proven. Number 4, it's an interesting one, and it's job scams. As I said, I was a kid in the 90s, so I wouldn't know, but apparently these emails were very popular back then. And I'll say it was a very intelligent scam. Let me explain how it worked. Basically, the mail targeted a person looking for a job that had posted a resume online. This mail claimed to be a legitimate job listing service. The victim was then invited to click on a link to apply for the job, which, oh surprise, is a well-paid job which pretty much fits every criteria the victim wants from a job. There was a click here to apply for the job button, and if the victim clicked it, they were taken to an application form that asks for the normal job application information, plus the victim's social security number, date of birth, the name of the bank and account number where they will want their paycheck to be deposited to, a relative reference, etc. And again, I repeat my question, did people really fall for this back then? Shouldn't all these personal information questions raise some red flags? With this information, the scammer could open up a bank account in any online bank and utilize the victim's credit to buy items online and ship them to associates who were in on the scam. Obviously, as with most of the other forms of a scam in this list, this scam has fallen in use, especially since now there are websites that provide this function and are authentic. Now, this one is a classic that still exists to this day. Number 3 is the Hotmail is sending email. Hotmail is shutting down. Please read this if you have Hotmail. Dear Hotmail user, because of the sudden rush of people signing up to Hotmail, it has come to our attention that we are fast running out of resources. So, within a month's time, anyone who does not receive this email with the exact subject heading will be deleted off our server. Please forward this email so that we know you are still using this account. Too long didn't read. Hotmail wanted to free some space from their service or something, and they wanted to be sure you were using your email address, because if you weren't, they will have to delete your account. Hey, they were experiencing a rush in traffic. They needed to get rid of some users. Come on, that's perfectly understandable. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I fell for this and sent some mails to my friends back in the day. I didn't wanna lose my email. The interesting thing about this spam mail is that it persists to this day. Obviously it has changed. Instead of saying Hotmail is shutting down, it now has Facebook or WhatsApp as the service that's about to close or to start charging a fee. But of course, if you send this message to some friends, your WhatsApp account will remain free, or so the chain message says. But I have to wonder, what did the person who made this spam email win? It's not like he or she was earning any money. They probably just did it for the lulz. Who knows? Number 2 is probably my favorite internet hoax. I'm talking about Bonsai Kitten. For those of you who might not have heard of this, Bonsai Kitten was a website that claimed to provide instructions on how to grow a kitten in a jar, so as to mold the bones of the kitten into the shape of the jar as the cat grows. It was obviously a hoax, but I'm gonna be honest, at the time I believed it to be true. In my defense, I was like 12 when I first saw the Bonsai Kitten email. Now, the story of this spam email. On October 30, 2000, BonsaiKitten.com was featured as a cruel site of the day on the website cruel.com. This attracted the attention of animal lovers who sent complaints to different institutions. And that's not all. These animal lovers started a chain mail trying to shut down the Bonsai Kitten website. The email went viral and the rest is history. I do remember seeing this particular email in my spam inbox quite a lot back in the 2000s. Yeah, good times. But weirdly enough, even though the original Bonsai Kitten website was shut down some time ago, and it was debunked by several organizations, petitions are still circulated online to shut down the website. We have seen a lot of different spam emails, so you must be wondering what's in number 1. Well, in number 1 we have the Nigerian princess scam. This scam is actually just the most popular scam that uses the advanced fee scam formula. The scam typically involves promising the victim a significant share of a large sum of money, in return for a small upfront payment which the fraudster requires in order to obtain the large sum. To give you an easy to understand example, let's suppose I'm your Uncle Jimmy's lawyer. You don't really know Uncle Jimmy, but he loved you so much that he named you as his sole heir in his will of $1 million. Oh, but there is just a little problem. To send you the $1 million, I need $2,000 to cover my fees and the shipping, or some dumb excuse. So that's the advanced free scam in a nutshell. The scammer asks the victim for an upfront fee, and if the victim pays, the scammer just gets the money and that's it. Let's send this with an example mail of a Nigerian scam. From Mr. Jane Kabore. My dear, please pay attention. My name is Mr. Jane Kabore. I need trust and reliable person. Understand my reason for contacting you today through this mail. I am the personal solicitor to a foreigner, late Mr. Morris Thompson, an American who unfortunately lost his life in the plane crash of Alaska Air Flight 261, which crashed on January 31st, 2000. You might read more about the crash on visiting this CNN News internet website. I desperately need your assistance to secure and move huge sum of money left behind my late client to the tune of $12,500,000. I will pay you 40% of the total sum for your cooperation in this matter. I will give you more details on your positive response, also including your reply and acknowledgement of this mail. The transaction will be me and you. We don't need anybody again to be involved in this deal. Yours faithfully, Mr. Jim Calvore. And that's it, my top 10 list of spam emails everyone received at least once. Did you receive one of them? Which? Did you ever fall for one like I did? Write a comment about your story. I love reading them. Girls and guys, I would love to hear your comments about this subreddit community. Also comment on what subreddit I should do next. As always, a like, comment and share is greatly appreciated. And please subscribe if you like the content. Bye!